Okay then, and we are live. This is the third episode of Resurrection, and today I plan on putting forth a plan to resurrect GTA. Now, I know what some people are going to say. Well, GTA is fine. Yeah, but I mean, I hate to break this to you. The GTA 4 and GTA 5 aren't as fun as GTA San Andreas and GTA Vice City. And why is that? Because Rockstar takes itself too damn seriously. Their games went from being like the most successful GTA games were parodies or satires of a certain time period and or genre. So GTA 3 was a parody of crime sims in general. It was the crime sim that parodied all other crime sims in general. GTA Vice City was a parody of Miami Vice and like crime shows set, and it was a parody of Miami Vice and Scarface. GTA San Andreas was a parody of '90s rap culture and crime culture in South Central Los Angeles. So what happened? Why isn't GTA as fun as it used to be? Well, like I said, they started taking themselves a little bit too seriously in their games. Like GTA 4, they tried way too hard to be serious. There was very little humor in GTA 4. Now, they tried to right the ship with the expansion of the Ballad of Gay Tony, but it was too late. I mean, you know, and the Ballad of Gay Tony is fun. It's fun chasing a dude down in a golf cart, because that's what I want from GTA. I want it to be fun. But, I mean, you know, if I'm in the middle of a race and I get a phone call from my cousin, hey, cousin, let's go bowling. I'm like, man, shit. That was GTA 4. And GTA 5 is just, like, it's not a fun game. I mean, it's just not fun. And, I mean, I'm saying this as someone who has it on PS3, and I'm probably going to get it on PC. But it's just not a fun game. I wish it could be better, but unfortunately, blah. So,
Oh, gosh, it can't be as bad as you think. Like you said, you're going to get it again on PC, so it has to be fun in some certain levels.
well, actually, I'm getting it for the modding. Because I know people are going to mod it to be really awesome. Because, I mean, I have GTA 4 on PC, and I got it so that I can mod it, because I can play as Iron Man or the Incredible Hulk or Superman and fly around. That's the only reason I have that game on PC.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, fair
see,
enough.
that's the great thing about games. Games that you might hate, with thanks to the modding community, turn out to be pretty damn awesome. So here's my idea. Triple M sorry, before I get started, Triple M is not a huge fan of GTA. Um, he hasn't played a lot of them, I should say. So he'll add what he can when he wants to. But here's my idea to resurrect GTA back to being fun the way it used to be back in the day. It's very simple. The best GTAs have been the ones that took place in a certain time period and kind of parodied that time period. So they parodied the 1960s in the first two GTA games, set in the UK. And they parodied GTA 3 was a parody of crime culture, like New York Mafia crime culture. GTA 4, GTA San Andreas, and Vice City were parodies of. Vice City was the parody of Miami Vice and Scarface, and GTA San Andreas was a parody of 1990s rap culture set in South Central Los Angeles. And then they kind of went off the rails with 4 and 5. So here's my idea. GTA set in the 1970s. Okay? GTA set in the 1970s in the vein of exploitation films, so like Shaft or Coffee Brown. But you can kind of mix all the exploitation films, well, the ones that weren't too silly. You can have a mixture between black exploitation and kung fu exploitation. So, like, you can have, martial arts and spy stuff and, a guy fighting against the man.
They might have probably bring back some aspect of Chinatown Wars, but not top down perspective.
Exactly. I have Chinatown Wars on my DS. It's actually a fun game. I like it a lot, actually. It's one of my favorite GTAs. So, let's see, what was I about to say? Oh, yes. So the premise behind this GTA, since we're doing the 1970s, is that it takes place in what is the GTA universe's version of the nation's capital in the 1970s. Okay? Your main character is a Vietnam veteran who comes home and discovers that, like, his family, his mother and father are dead, and he didn't get the letter, and his sister is strung out on drugs, and his baby sister, and just shit is not good in his hometown, and he basically initially wages a one-man war to clean up the neighborhood. Of course, he is a Vietnam veteran, so right off the bat, he's kind of got some decent combat skills. Okay.
Let me guess how this character looks like. He probably has a mustache and a beard and a mullet.
No, he's black. He has a mustache and a big ass afro. And as a matter of fact, I even have a voice actor to play this character, Michael Jai White from Black Dynamite. So basically, the music in this GTA would be periods. So you'd have the 1970s, so disco, 60s music, maybe a little bit of 50s, maybe some jazz, some R&B, rock and roll of the 70s, that type of thing. The cars would be all period, so it'd be 1970s. And it would take place in the nation's capital of the GTA universe, which would be different because they have different names for all the different cities. So it would take place in that area. So you'd have the rural parts of the suburbs, into the city, into the other towns, kind of like how San Andreas was. And the game would be friggin' awesome. It's 3:10. Before I continue any further, if you are watching this, you can leave questions in the Q&A. I will take them if you wish to leave them. Okay, now that I've gotten that out of the way, I'll continue. So basically, the entire game would be, your standard GTA thing. Like he would get the neighborhood cleared up, then he'd get into some type of shady deal with a corrupt cop, and then he'd lose everything, because that's the GTA formula. You lose everything, then you got to build your way back up someplace else. And of course, it would have a lot of the things that we had in GTA San Andreas. So you'd have the different martial arts disciplines, except instead of like the martial arts skills you can learn being just upgrades, different martial arts skills would change how you attack and your stance when you attack, but also would be effective against different types of enemies. So, like your normal karate would probably be good against normal dudes, but then later on in the game, you might be up against some dudes who can actually fight and gang up on you, so you might need a martial arts style that's more area affecting. So you'd have to go to something else, So yeah, I really think that could be an awesome GTA title. Oh snap!
About the type of martial arts, I was thinking of maybe go let's see, balls to the walls, hard, stone cold action. Maybe go for the um, Kyokushin karate, or if you want leeway, as in um, more of an um, that covers more ground. You go Shaolin style, and another one. If you want to be a bit of a trollish, you can go with the Drunken Fist.
Actually, I had a thought about that. I thought you could have the drunken style martial arts, and then you could have like that you learn from an old drunk guy who lives in Chinatown behind a Chinese restaurant.
Yes,
And
yes, that too.
for humor's sake, yeah. And then you could learn like the ultimate martial arts that you could learn. Well, one of the ultimate martial arts you could learn in the game, you learn from a guy who's the Bruce Lee analog for the GTA universe. Like, like your character would be like, Master Lee? And the guy's like, yeah, I can teach you martial arts. Sure, yeah. But I'm going to need you to take out this rival school first. So then it like turns into a series of missions where you have to fight all these dudes in a rival school. Maybe you take an airplane to a weird island and fight in a martial arts tournament, kind of like Enter the Dragon style. Because like I said, this is set in the 1970s, making fun of exploitation films.
Heck, yeah, heck yeah. Sneak in a bit of Jeet Kune Do in there too.
Yep, Jeet Kune Do. So basically, I mean that's the fighting styles. Of course, the vehicles, everything will be there from GTA. Your Vipers, your GTs, your Cheetahs, everything. Your Washingtons, your Boulevards, your Humboldts. They'll all be there, but it'll be the 1970s equivalent. So I'm not going to get too deep into that. In this, you'll also have since this is the 1970s. You'll have all the 1970s goodness you could possibly want. So, you know, and it is set in the nation's capital. So when you get out in the suburbs, you'll have to go up against factions. I'm thinking maybe since this is a blaxploitation and your main character is a black guy, let's throw in the KKK. You get to shoot the hell out of the vision out of this version of the KKK. Just you get AKs and you blow their asses away because they're the KKK. Fuck them. You know, maybe corrupt officers because all those blaxploitation films always had the corrupt officers who were working for the man.
Heck, put in some politicians in there as well. Just
well, heck, that's what I was gonna say. At the end, last act in the game, it goes all the way up to the White House. That's right. You get to go up against the president or the ex-president, depending on how you want to look at it. And yeah, I think it would be awesome. I think this could be perhaps one of the greatest films of all time.
probably story-wise.
One of the greatest games of all time.
If they play the cards right.
I think they can make it work. The reason I think they can make it work is just because I mean, like, I think this would be a very fun world to be in. So you'd have your standard side missions and diversions. You'd have the RPG aspect. So if you eat too much food, you get fat. If you don't eat, you get skinny and pass out. You have the girlfriends that if you wine and dine them, give you benefits. So I mean, clearly.
Yeah, one of the few props I'll actually give in San Andreas. Did not see that coming in there.
Yeah, it's like you hang out, like you go with the girl as a nurse. When you pass out and go to the hospital, they don't take any money away from you or take any of your stuff. Like if you go with the chick that works at the police office, or we did that in San Andreas. If you go with the chick who works for the FBI, like she for the FBI, she the police can come after you, and like if you go to her house, like she wipes the slate clean, plus you get temporary immunity for 24 hours. And if you do go to jail, you get out immediately, and they don't take any of your stuff. They just take a little bit of your money, like $100 instead of half of it, or like 1,000, whatever. I don't know what it is in all the games. I think that would be an awesome game. I think that would be freaking awesome.
Oh, also the one other aspect that will make this game awesome is, please fix the freaking controls, man.
Yeah. We need a more useful shooting mechanic. So here's what I was thinking: if you can't come up with something original, steal the control scheme from Saints Row. Saints Row the third and the fourth have really good controls for shooting and running around and stuff like that. Use it. Steal it from Saints Row. It works really well.
Heck, not just steal it, implement it right this time.
Just steal. No, really, it works really well. You don't need to change anything. Like you can have a button to interact with people, like insult them, or have a positive interaction or a negative interaction. Maybe goad people into fighting you, or if you
or even let the characters slap a purple dildo in their faces as well.
you can. Well, I mean, Saints Row did it first, where you could get like a silver bullet vibrator and stab people to death with it. So that's actually their thing. In San Andreas, you could do that. But I was thinking in this game, you could in San Andreas you had respect. I'm thinking in this game you could have something similar to respect, but call it badass, right? So basically, the bigger badass you are, the less likely it is that people will mess with you. And you could have all the 70s trope characters. You could have a Richard Pryor-esque character. You could have a James Brown-esque character. You could have like a lot of the 70s style, like the Black Panther type parody of the Black Panthers in it. I mean, you could really do a lot of stuff. It's really rife with a lot of information in the way you could really bring it out. And I think that would be awesome. You wouldn't have to do this massive. Well, it's San Andreas, because you've done San Andreas again. It's not as good. GTA 5 is not as good as San Andreas. So go to someplace new. You went back to Liberty City. You went back to San Andreas. So why not do someplace new? Or you can go back to Vice City, but at this point, who wants to go back to Vice City, really? It's too hot and too humid. So yeah, those are just my thoughts. Your thoughts, sir?
This is going to be a tough one. Oh, you didn't say anything about. Okay, yes, we said something about politicians, but since this man has a military background, how about have him do something that that's something with the federal branch.
Well, what I was thinking was that in the game you could have him basically, you could have him essentially make friends with certain characters. Like you could have him make friends with like one of the core assets of the game is that he's getting blackmailed. Like the guy who sets him up so that he loses everything at the end of the first act, works for the CIA. So
Yeah.
like he gets that. So that's the Officer Tenpenny of this game. I'm not thinking we can get Samuel L. Jackson again, because that would be, because we already had Officer Tenpenny in the other game. But some type of well-known character actor to do the voice for that character. You know, and you know, I think that would be a very interesting character to have. I'm thinking maybe you could have another dude who tells him, well, that dude says he works for us, but he doesn't. He's gone rogue, and we need you to take him down. You know,
Yeah.
so you know, then you have that whole thing, but then you have the fact that he's a vet and he's come back, and there's, you know, the racial tension in the nation's capital, and you know, like I said, the whole KKK thing. You can
And
have him
even
out in the sticks fighting up against racist deputies, so you can steal a little bit from Rambo. You know, you better get out of town, boy. You know, maybe steal a little bit from Deliverance. Squeal like a pig. You know, that type of thing. I
heck,
think this.
even going full-blown conspiracy thing as well.
Well, I was thinking that you could maybe bring back the truth from San Andreas. Of course, it would be a younger version of the truth. Yeah, man. It's a secret by the man. You know, bring back some of those old characters like Ken Rosenberg, the lawyer, except he's younger in this game, so maybe he's working on Capitol Hill. I don't know. He's a lobbyist. I don't know, but bring back some of those old people. Have some good people who actually know something about the 70s and sound like they're from the 70s be on the radio stations. You know, talking about shady stuff going down, you know, that type of thing. Have your character get revenge against the drug dealers that got his sister hooked on dope. And of course, because GTA has started to embrace multiplayer, yes, you can have multiplayer characters. As a matter of fact, you can bring the crew system over from GTA 5, except flesh it out. Have AI for these characters that's more robust.
Now, how do you mean by more robust?
Well, because basically the way the crew system works in GTA 5 is that basically you recruit, like you recruit some people, but you really have no other like deeper relationship with them. You do the groundwork for the heist. You do the heist, then you split the money. You go your separate ways. When I say should be more robust, I mean like kind of like how in San Andreas, where you got the crew, you did missions in order to get them on your side. You should do like loyalty missions to like unlock special abilities with these characters to make them more efficient. Maybe you can kit them out, RPG style. It's like, you know, this guy, his pistol rank sucks, but he's pretty good with a shotgun, so I'll give him a shotgun, or even better, a sawed-off shotgun. You know, because no one is messing with a dude with a sawed-off shotgun.
Unless they want to get up close and personal.
Yeah. Point blank range, sawed-off shotgun equals I'm not messing with that dude. Okay? So
that could be interesting dynamic in there for wallways? No, alleyways. Shoot. Not street fight. Alleyway shootouts.
yeah, you could have some really decent shootouts. And here's the thing. Because your character was in Vietnam and he is used to commanding people, you have your main character's special ability, innate special ability, by the way. You can earn other special abilities by doing challenges. Like, you can earn the ability to slow down and have bullet time by doing missions with the other character who has bullet time innately, or doing missions that they recommend you do, like ammunition type things, whatever. You can earn the ability to carry double the ammo, or, you know, stuff like that, by hanging out with the chick who has double ammo ability, or, you know, something like that. but your main character would have the command ability. So basically, you could set up an ambush. Like these dudes, okay, I want you dudes to wait behind these barrels. When we come busting out, these dudes are gonna be following us. Then you guys get them in the crossfire as we run past you, and then we're safe. Like you can do that type of stuff. I think this GTA could be one of the most fun GTAs ever.
You know, I bet they could do something. They can come up with a prison scene if there's actually going to be faculty like that in this particular game.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I was thinking that there could be a scene in the game where your character gets wrongfully convicted and sent to jail, and you got to fight a prison riot in order to get out.
Has there been any scene like that in previous iterations?
I don't think not in GTA, but in what some people calls the GTA of Japan, Yakuza. In the first Yakuza, there's a scene where you have to fight all these dudes
inside a prison.
Inside a prison.
You would think Rockstar would have done something like that, but I guess not.
It would be awesome. I'm just saying, it would be totally awesome to have like a scene, you know, to have different types of weapons. Add some nunchucks, damn it. I mean, add some nunchucks. Add some nunchucks. Add some add a jimmy stick, aka a sawed-off pool cue. You know, add a broom, add a broom handle. You know, shit like that. You know, just really.
Oh come on! You know Rockstar with his GTA game is always America, man.
I mean, you know, give us some brass knuckles. Give us a chain. Give us a chain wrapped around someone's fist. You know, just improvise brass knuckles. You know, hit someone with a chain, a length of chain. You know, shit like that.
What if you could actually interact with obstacles or items on the street, like a barrel, pick up a barrel or something and actually throw or whack someone with it? But
wait a second, dude, you're getting too close to Yakuza now. That's too Japanese. It's America, son. This is America. But I think that could really be a awesome idea. To all those who are viewing this, the Q&A app is open. If you click on it, you can ask questions. So if you get a chance, do it. I'll answer them if I can. So anyway, I think this would be an awesome game. I think that a GTA set in the 1970s, in kind of a 1970s exploitation, black exploitation, chopsaki, kung fu exploitation. I think that would be an awesome thing. Maybe you could even have him meet up with that universe's version of Shaft or Jim Kelly, and you know, beat their ass or something. You know, it's.
Yes, maybe even a team up with it. Either way.
You know, I'm just saying, like, you could have the awesome music that GTA games are known for. You could have the awesome character development, except for 4, because Nico Bellic was just an asshole. But I mean, you could have all that awesome stuff.
Yeah.
So, any questions? Or shall we move on to the next topic?
Was it can you actually no crap, what was it again? Can you actually customize your character with clothing or something like that?
Yes. Character customization is in. If you eat too much food, your character can get fat. You can go and buy stuff to make your character look a certain way.
Because really, the way we're setting up in this game, because you might as well need to do some uh, posing as someone else. Or
Oh yeah,
what?
oh yeah, you'll have that. You'll have parts in the game where you'll have to wear things. You'll have to wear certain things, and plus, it's just. I mean, you gain badassness for looking badass. So, like, this is the '70s, so of course, you'll have your bell bottoms and and leisure suits and open chest vests and shit like that. You'll also have some other cool stuff. It's the '70s, dude. I mean. Your leather jackets, you can make your dude look like Shaft. You can wear Enter the Dragon style clothing, so, be like Bruce Lee from Enter the Dragon. Kung Fu gis, karate gis, stuff like that. Of course, you can wear tracksuits, because tracksuits were in the '70s too. um, you know, of course, you can have your Richard Pryor-esque characters. I mean, I'm thinking this game would be huge. And your character actually looks like what he, how you hold yourself. The game's AI remembers how you hold yourself. So if you go around assaulting people in an area, the people in that area will eventually be afraid of you. And they'll literally, like, if they see you coming, they'll cross the street. Like, they're like, oh shit, this dude always starting fist fights across the street. If you tend to be courteous and not start stuff, people will leave you alone. They won't start stuff. But if you are always running away from dudes instead of fighting, people will start punking you out more. So, I think that would be a very interesting aspect in the game.
Yeah, I can see that.
So, any questions before we move on to the next topic?
I have none right now.
Okay, then. It's time to move on to the next topic. And the next topic is just as quick and painless. Okay, then. After talking about how I would resurrect GTA, what game would you like to see resurrected, Mr. Triple M?
Oh, shoot, I came unprepared for this. Let's see now. So, have we ever had any type of game that? Oh no, wait a minute. Tomb Raider has it. It's kind of like Okay, we mostly have games that's basically horizontal. So I was thinking about a game that you would actually scale on mountains or something like that. Like it's mostly vertical.
Yeah, they did. It was called shit, I forgot the name of it. Dark. It was a Capcom game where you had a rocket pack, and the whole thing was about verticality. Like you.
Oh yeah, I remember that game. It's just that you don't see
Dark Sector. Dark Sector. That was it called. Dark Sector.
Yeah, you don't see those kind of games a lot.
Well, I mean, you never really saw that many in the first place.
Yeah, to top it off, Dark Sector wasn't even a good game to begin with, if I remember correctly.
Well, I mean, Dark Sector was a bundle of good ideas, badly put together. Like
Exactly.
each idea by itself was pretty good. Like, okay, basically Dark Sector felt like a video game of the Rocketeer, but but how it was implemented sucked. I think Dark Sector would have been a better game had it been more open world and had you exploring, like, you're this guy who lives in this open world, this shipwrecked guy who lives in this open world where basically you have to figure out how to get off the island. But before you can figure out how to get off the island, you have to figure out where you are and why all these other people are here. And you could have different factions. You could have the dudes from the future who have the future tech. You could have the aliens. You could have the dudes from the past. You could have, like, pirates who just steal from everybody. You know, it could have been a really good game, but instead it just devolved into a game that had decent vertical segments and then a whole bunch of shitty third-person shooting.
Yeah. I vividly remember that mediocre part, but yeah. But I was saying this because for some reason I'm having ice climbers in my mind these recent months.
You want to see ice climbers resurrected? Is that what you're telling me?
Well, yes. In a way, the closest game that's actually vertical, as in scaling mountains, and not much a horizontal path, but that's what I was thinking of.
Well, I mean, you know, if that's what you want. I mean, the thing is that if they resurrected Ice Climbers, it would have to be a completely different game. And it would also have to have a hell of a lot more of a premise. Because, you know...
the big emphasis on the of scaling a mountain.
Yeah, but you'd have to have more than just scaling a mountain. That's the thing.
Have to have some sort of obstacles. I mean, the pink trousers, sunglasses, polar bears is one. The whole birds flying around you and dive bombing you with whatever they've done since the original game.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know it has to have more stuff in it, but as of right now, I'm kind of completely blank at it. Right.
I mean, I could see it happening. I'm just saying, you need a hell of a lot more stuff going on. You couldn't have them. What were they doing in that game? Clubbing seals like they did in the first one.
Yeah, exactly. There either has to be some new stuff they have to come up with, or what they have of existing ideas from other IPs. They could just again up and the table and use them in a different way.
I guess. I'll tell you what I would like to see in terms of seeing a game resurrected. I would actually like to see I would like to see I would like to see
Yeah, I really need to think it hard, do you?
No, I'm because I was trying to pull up a thing that would say I would like to see. Well, they're already kind of making another sequel to this, but I was going to do a Resurrection episode on Resurrection Overlord, but they're making a third Overlord, so I Overlord, which is basically like Pikmin but evil.
Ah, okay, now I remember.
Yeah. It's like Pikmin, except if only Captain Olimar was evil, and the Pikmin were evil, and
They look like goblins to me.
yeah, they look like gremlins from Gremlins. It's the big tagline to Overlord is "Evil always finds a way."
Warlock always finds a way to come back.
Well, that's your main character's guide in Overlord is this guy named Gnarl, and he's one of them. He's like one of the oldest ones of the underlings of the minions, because that's what they're called. They're called minions, and he calls himself. His favorite thing is evil always finds a way.
Yeah, because it seems like evil never stayed dead, or it just slumbers.
Well, I mean, the first Overlord was basically the game set was all about, spoiler alert, it was about the 7 deadly sins, and so basically
I'm not surprised.
these seven heroes came to defeat the evil Overlord, your predecessor. But the twist of over the first Overlord game is that you, the character who is now called the Overlord, you're not really the Overlord. You're the hero who went to go fight the Overlord. The Overlord managed to cast this spell that switched his mind with your body. So, when you were the hero. So, basically, when they defeated the Overlord, it was really the hero. And when you awaken, it's been several years, and he managed to corrupt every single one of the heroes. So, like, the fat halfling that's basically a hobbit in the Overlord world is now all gluttonous, and he eats all the food. Like, the elf is now slothful, so he's asleep. Like, his dreams, he's asleep near this magical crystal, so his dreams are literally corrupting the forest. You go through each of them, like lust, envy, greed. But the final bad guy is the hero, who's actually the Overlord. And he's prideful. He's like, "Oh, you can't defeat me." So you defeat and in the first Overlord game, you could actually be a good guy, but Nar was like, "Oh, well, maybe it wouldn't be. Maybe you're just being nice to them now so that you can crush them later at a later time." The second Overlord did not have that redeeming feature. You could be evil or more evil. That was basically you could be destructively evil. You could be destructively evil or insidiously evil. There was no. Well, actually, I'd rather be a good evil. If I was gonna make another Overlord game, I would make it so that you played the son of the guy from Overlord 2, but you're a rebel in your family, so you're the dark hero. You're a good guy in a family of bad guys. So the whole game would be you basically like having to save the world from a greater evil by taking on the mantle of the Overlord, but you actually are the rebel in your family. So you have to fight your siblings who are like, "Well, we'll be the Overlords," and you wind up having to fight your father and then some evil being. I think it could have been a good game, but I don't know what they're going to do. I'm probably going to buy it anyway. So anything else before we call it quits? Any topic you want to bring up? Anything you missed from our last Bullshit Bust Up podcast?
Well, I certainly didn't want the whole BS thing seeping in here, but let me just say, have you seen the new website that's up from Nintendo, Splatoon?
No, I have not.
You have not.
Nope.
Well, first we'll check it out, cause it's quite spiffy here, and especially the first thing that you see is the artwork of the box art. And
do you have a link?
Hold on. Yeah, there you go.
All right, let's see here. Splatoon.
It
Any
also kind
game
of
that lets me go around shooting, and it's coming in May. Okay, all right. So basically, Splatoon is going to be their Mario Kart game. It's going to take the place of Mario Kart, and it's gonna sell a lot of units, and it's going to be friggin' awesome. Inkin awesome online battles. Okay. Ooh,
I'm kind of loving.
transform into a.
I'm kind of loving the whole the squid art actually on the sides going up.
I like how it's just splatting all this stuff. Oh, and I can be a black squid. I'm in. I'm in. Nintendo doesn't pay attention. Nintendo doesn't pay attention to doesn't there's absolutely no diversity in Nintendo, even though they let me be a black squid or a blue squid or a pink squid or an orange squid. Any game that lets me ink up a wall with paint, I'm down with. Ah! What the hell was that? It's just ink. Ah! You bastard. Yeah, I just saw it. It looks awesome. I would advise everyone to go watch it. Um, and you heard it here first, folks. You can actually be a black inkling. So, for those people who say that Nintendo doesn't admire diversity in people of color, hell, you can use all the colors you want.
I'm kind of, I'm kind of surprised that you didn't even know that you could be a black inkling here, just because that last that last trailer that they did, I think it was on the direct that I actually spot one. And I'm like, oh, okay,
Well,
I could be a black.
I'll be frank with you. I've been trying to wean myself off of video game trailers so I can be surprised when the actual game comes through. So then I'm not going to be like, because basically, I mean, I want to be surprised a little bit, you know? It's kind of like
And you know
movie
there was
trailers.
you know what on ZeldaDungeon.net they actually have a discussion right there about um uh the trailers, leaks, and all of that. How much information a company can make before it basically ruin the surprises or damage the image of the game.
Well, I mean, the thing that bothers me is that I mean, I personally just want, like, I don't want something to be too, um, I don't want something to. I just don't want. I don't want. I want to be surprised. I want to see. I don't want to see everything. You know. It's kind of like you want some things to be a mystery. You know. It's like a
Yeah,
magic trick. I don't want to see how you did the magic trick. I want to be surprised. I want to be fooled. It's kind of like I don't want to see the trailer for Mewtwo yet. I want to see a direct that shows Mewtwo, Mewtwo's approach. So when I
yeah,
download it, like I want to be pumped up to see it in a direct. I don't want to see a leak.
yeah. I'll give you an instance of mine. That this is when Pikmin 3 was very close to come out, and I went
Hmm.
to Game Explain, and that time the first thing you saw was the final boss and the ending, and I was like, oh goodness gracious, Game Explain, couldn't you wait until after, or at least uh, play to the point that you won't leak anything before the games come out. You know what? The detriment of that when they made that vid, the snapshot the image that they made for the vid was exactly that. You see the boss right there, so that kind of turned me off. Turned me off the game explained for quite some time, and then it was Mario Kart 8. I didn't. It didn't come to my attention that the Koopalings were actually the hidden characters, and boy, I was like, what? The Koopalings were the hidden characters? That was the how the why would Nintendo even show them in that direction in full view? And I'm like,
Well, because it had been leaked, right? Hadn't it been leaked before?
I guess if it had been leaked, I guess I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah. I mean, in today's society, with people leaking shit all the time, just nothing you can do. Right?
Yeah,
Bastards.
First people to make such news. Jeez. Now I'm actually hearing that there's some people actually complain about um, the the hidden characters of Smash Brothers. I'm like,
Well, I mean, that was a leak. I was pissed off about that myself.
yeah,
I was like, you bastard. Weren't you part of the podcast where I was like mad as hell? Because
yeah.
I was like, you bastard!
If it
You
was,
ruined it!
if it
You
wasn't
ruined
for that
the
leak,
surprise!
if it wasn't for that leak, I guess that duck hunt would have been a surprise and Bowser Jr.
Not just that, everything would have been a surprise. Shulk would have been a surprise. Bowser Jr. would have been a surprise. I mean, and I don't know why someone would even do that. It's like part of the fun of this title is the surprises. Is seeing who. It's kind of like when you go to the movies and you see a trailer, right? And you haven't been to the movies for a long time. The trailers are part of the surprise because you don't know what's coming out. Sometimes it's a gem that you didn't know was coming out, and then sometimes you're just mad because they're making a remake of something. It's like no one asked for a remake of that. Yeah, Disney. No one asked for a live-action remake of Cinderella, dumbasses. But I digress. Okay, then. I guess this is coming to a close, and no one has submitted any questions, so I guess that's a good thing. So I can just our next episode, and I just made the link right now, is going to be actually Darth Vader versus Doctor Doom. I don't care who wins. The fight's going to be awesome. This BS Busters is going to focus more on what's the word I'm looking for? It's going to focus more on popular culture and not so much on video games, because really I think at this point we're all wrung out on video games for a bit. I might do a quick blurb about what I think about Pillars of Eternity, the RPG game that was kickstarted and made in the Infinity Engine by Obsidian. But generally speaking, I won't be doing nothing about video games. Next week it's just going to be movies and pop culture. I still have to drop 2 reviews of They Live and The Thing. I'll be doing They Live first. Look forward to that like Tuesday, and The Thing. Look forward to that Thursday. So yeah. So, you want to plug anything you're doing, Triple M?
No, I'm just going to say, yeah, this has been Triple M, and all I can say is, Say hello to my little friend.
You want some of this? Okay. Okay, and we're bouncing. You guys have a good Sunday and a great week.